So the other important social media I would tell is YouTube.
Okay.
So during COVID, many people were just sitting home and they had nothing to do and they were bored. So these YouTube creators who were unemployed that time, they made themselves busy and they started entertaining people. So in this way, social media has helped even through employment also. And you know, YouTube videos, usually they tend to attract.
Tell me about your introduction first.
So I'm Abhinandan.
Okay.
I'm currently studying 11th Commerce in India International School.
Okay.
And I love sports.
Okay.
So I've been a volleyball player since like 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
And my new interest is basketball now.
Okay.
And I've been a taekwondo player since 7 to 8 years.
Okay. What about your father, about your mother?
My father, he recently left his stable job and he took a bit risk and going into the business field.
Okay, very good.
And my mom is a housemaker. She was working in a bank before.
Okay.
That's why I got the commerce field now.
Okay.
And I have an elder sister. She's currently studying BTech third year.
Okay.
And she's just doing a lot of projects right now. That's all I can tell.
Okay. Okay. That you liking that the field you have chosen or the stream you have chosen?
I love commerce. I love money. So you can basically just tell that.
Okay.
I love money, so I love commerce.
Already told that you are in commerce and you thinking about money and all the things you loving about money, so that's why you are taken as a commerce stream. So do you think that the business people indirectly or directly influencing the decisions of politicians or can say the political party?
Definitely, I would say that business people are influenced in political parties because businessmen, they like fund few political parties and they also make sure that the political parties are making the laws which is favorable to them. Like for example, if the businessman is stuck in foreign of some illegal cases, these political parties who are being funding from him, they can just help him. So for example, we can take Adani groups. They might not been in any illegal stuff, but then they're getting more loans from the private banks because it's in the Modi government.
Okay.
And also, for example, Sachin Tendulkar, everyone knows Boost. He says that it's secret of my energy.
Okay.
It's not actually a secret of his energy, but then the businessman is making him to tell. So this is where the money talks. Money is where it's influencing all the people, not only politicians, but all the people who are eager to get a lot of money.
Okay.
It's the greediness, actually.
Okay. Now, the basically things are that if you're finding in Indian mentality that the people giving more importance to science after that the commerce field is coming.
Yes.
So what do you think about it?
So I think like science, because of the software technology and all the social media stuff and we're hacking and all, that's why people are choosing more science. But then people are forgetting the most important thing, which is money.
Okay.
Money is where the world is running exactly.
Okay.
So you need people, commerce students like us,
So definitely
for
a
running
businessman is having a commerce field. And that the person is working under the businessman, that the person is become actually is a science people. Yeah.
My sir once said, the computer engineering students, they are here. The manager, for everyone, there's only one person which is commerce. He's giving money to every one of them. If he's not giving money, no one will work.
Okay.
So this is where the commerce person plays a very important role.
Okay. Abhinandan, what do you think about the social media? Is that you finding any good thing or you thinking it's a bit?
I think social media is a great thing which has been introduced in our lives. We get to know more information quickly and shortly. Like, in olden days we had newspapers and news channels. So we had to sit through the whole thing, we should read it and like all that stuff. Whereas nowadays there's YouTube, Instagram and all that. So we can just scroll things and we can read it in short time and it's saving a lot of time. But then I wouldn't say it's exactly a good thing. I would say it's like about 99%. And the rest 1%, which we don't want to know, it's the dark web.
Okay.
For example, the most familiar app, which is Telegram. Many people are using it, but no one knows it's actually a very dark web. There are many black money transactions, and to go more deeper in that, there has been like live murderous videos, which people don't want to see about that, and there are many stuff which is very dark.
Okay, so the things if you're talking about the social media is good, but somehow somewhere it's a heavy thing also out there.
There are people who are misusing the social media also. So I would say it's like a good and evil both at the same side. It's like a double-sided knife. The way you use it correctly, the way it will be to you. So the another important platform I would tell is Twitter. Twitter is the place where politicians are active, the businessmen are active. Most of the time, everyone are active. Like in Twitter, if you tweet a very important thing or a controversial thing, one guy can become a star in overnight. So that is very that is very a big thing. Then also Twitter, recently there has come an option called edit. So if I just tell few words and later on I can just edit those words, I can claim that I never said
That means you're talking about the writing, right?
Yes, writing. And the politicians, they can do the same way like that also. They can just tell something else, and if they think it's going to be controversial in the future, they can just edit it right now.
Okay.
So I would say that Twitter is mainly for knowing about a lot of things. You can just get to know a lot of information at the same time.
Right. So you were talking about here the Twitter and the politics. So could you tell me about the politics in our India, and most we are not following any qualification for them. So is that any requirement you're finding that politics and qualification?
Yes, I would say qualifications is very important for politics. You know, based on that, I can actually tell there should be a separate qualification only for the people who want to become MLA or MP like that. There are many, like in rural areas, they might be smart, but they're not well educated.
Correct.
There's few differences in that.
Right.
So they don't know about the science stuff, what we're talking about.
Correct.
So I would say that it is required for them to be learning about few education qualifications.
So that definitely that if still we are not followed the trend that politics required any qualification, please that our request is that it should be trend that should be obey,
Yes,
that should
yes.
we must be having a qualification
Yes.
for politics.
So for example, in villages, if there's like a new case of health issues and if they go to the MLAs or MPs, they'll not be knowing anything. They just have gotten the seat by paying money or by knowing the contacts by them. So they'll not be knowing how to handle the problem exactly. If this is about medical issue or is it about like a social issue.
Correct.
So that's why I would say, like, you know, the general knowledge should be given in the like education qualifications in the MLAs and MPs.
Last day I have seen one video related on that politics only. The person giving, I'm just not using that word here, simple, that the person is giving one bottle of liquor as well that one live chicken to a person, or is like a is a length queue, in a queue that the people is standing and that receiving that because of that politicians need votes. So that is also that is spreading out in social media only. So it is that awareness actually that you can find out of that.
Like the same video, like the same politicians, when they come into the TV, like when they come into the social media, they tell liquor is bad, you should stop doing liquor. But then behind their backs, they do all this stuff. It's just because they need to get their fame, they need to get their money, and they need to get the votes. These are the main three things which politics, like the politicians needed.
Right.
So I would say politicians, and that's why they, like, if they keep giving liquor supplies, they'll not be knowing what is their effects. So that's why again the education qualifications comes again over here.
Right.
So these topics should be taught to the MLAs and MPs so that they'll be having like a general knowledge, like their mind will be fixed.
Correct.
And they can know that this is good for the people, oh no, this is bad for the people.
Right.
So I would say the education qualifications for the politicians is very required and it's very important, not only in India but all over the world.
Abhinandan, you know about a giant of cab services, that is Ola and Uber, now is in controversy. So what do you think about that?
First of all, I would say Ola and Uber is a brilliant way of bringing the transportation. We can just put from our house, we can go to the destination directly instead of going to the bus station, from the bus. You know, it's like a huge process.
Correct.
So I would say this is like more smarter way.
Correct.
And even it's like in a quick way. It's also a type of social media. One of the example of Ola and Uber, I had gone to Chennai. And the ticket cost over there 700 rupees almost, and for me it was 700 rupees. And from the station, from the Bangalore station to my house, the money it would cost was 700 rupees. It's actually damn funny. Bangalore to Chennai is 700 rupees, and from the station to my house is 700 rupees. So this is what the Ola and Uber controversy is about. Like the price is very high for a very small distance.
Correct.
And also I would say the Uber taxi which I came in, that guy, as soon as I entered the car, he's like, sir, can you please cancel the ride?
Okay.
I asked him why. He's like, sir, we Uber drivers don't get a lot of money. We don't earn a lot of money. The Uber pays us very little bit of ratio of how much we are doing. So I'm like, fine. So I canceled the ride. And the next thing what happened was, the Uber guy was just driving like that. He was actually speeding. So the police came and they tried to stop him. But this guy, he just overtook them and he started going, again he starts speeding. So the police started chasing us, and then we just lost them in a signal.
Okay.
Good thing I was safe and nothing happened.
And already you mentioned you like sports, and you were and you have been doing that taekwondo. So do you think that the self-defense is required in education?
Yes, I would say it's definitely required in education. So for example, the class I'm going currently, there are many women who are taking self-defense classes. As you know, recently the kidnapping cases has been more after the COVID cases. So I would say the self-defense system is very important in the school also. So the small kids kidnapping cases, there has been a lot nowadays.
Correct.
And it is demand for money. So if they know few protocols which should be done during the kidnapping cases, the child must there will not be a burden for the police to find a child so difficultly, but then it will be like very easily.
Right.
So I would say there should be a special period allocated for self-defense, not only for girls but for the boys also.
What do you think about the employment opportunities or the economic changes before the COVID and after the COVID?
So the economic changes has been drastically changed. I would say like India was on stage of becoming a developed country before the COVID, and if it was stable, it would have become a developed country by now or by 2025. Like for example, but now it's still a developing country. You know, from my grandfather's generation, it's been India's a developing country. My father's generation, India has been a developing country.
Yes.
Then I thought India might be a developed country like China or USA, but still it's a developing country.
Yes.
After COVID, India's economic growth has drastically gone down.
Yes.
I thought the share market has gone fully down, and even the other sectors,
Correct.
like the people who are doing day-to-day business. So the Indian government has taken more tax from them, and I guess it's quite reasonable. And many people don't understand it because during the COVID times, our country has been stable compared to other countries like Sri Lanka,
Correct.
which has gone totally in economic depression. I think Indian government is going actually good now, and the tax should be same but not either decrease or increase. So I think Indian government is running good. And during the employment opportunities, I would say nowadays more online shopping has been more than offline, and online like grocery buying and all that stuff. So social media has helped us in various ways.